For a long time, the Ford Kuga has been well known for offering a very well-rounded family car package, offering stylish exterior and interiors, plenty of equipment, lots of space, and key, it's always been rather affordable. However, once almost at the top of its game, there's now been a lot of great models which has joined the Ford Kuga. Cars like the Hyundai Tucson and the Kia Sportage have recently been updated to really be very big competition for the Ford Kuga. So now, with the Ford Kuga not really giving you much change from £40,000, is it still affordable? And does it still offer a really well-rounded package? Well, that's what we're going to find out in today's video. Hi guys, I'm Tish and welcome back to my channel Auto Social UK. In today's video, I'll be telling you all the changes for 2024 with the new Ford Kuga, including exterior and interior changes, anything which has changed around the specification, and most importantly, I'm going to be telling you how to actually use a kick electric boot. So if that sounds good, then please keep watching. And if you do like new car reviews and car content, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But just before we continue with the rest of the review, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Life can feel pretty hectic at times, in between juggling family, a social life, meetings, appointments. Who really has the time to worry about their car? And I don't know about anyone else, but my to-do list is never ending. And that's why the guys at the AA, who are known for keeping us on the road, have developed an app and a plug-in device. VIXA is your smart driving companion that takes the stress out of car care. With VIXA, you can monitor your car's health with just a tap. From predictive battery health alerts to real-time engine diagnostics, VIXA helps keep you informed and alerts you at the first sign of trouble. Concerned about your tyre health? Well, simply snap a picture and VIXA will tell you your tyre health and whether they recommend you to change them. It's really that easy. Make sure you stay on top of your MOT and service schedules by getting handy reminders from the app. Concerned about your car making a strange noise? Well, you can either book it into a trusted garage or you can organise for a mobile AA mechanic to come to you, all via the app. Convenience at your fingertips. Join the growing community of VIXA users who are taking control of their driving experience. Because when life gets busy, VIXA helps to keep your car running smoothly. Sign up today at vixa.co.uk and use my code for a 1-month free trial. Okay, let's get back to the video. So what has changed for 2024? Well, it's received an update to the external and interior styling. For instance, it now has new LED light designs, and you also get this really funky light bar which runs all the way along the centre of the car. I'm a big fan of that light bar. I think it gives the Kuga a sleeker feel. However, the front bumper styling, which is more in line with the commercial vehicles, perhaps isn't quite to my taste. But overall, on this ST line trim, I think they've done a really good job. The chrome along the bottom is one of my favourite parts of the new Kuga. So it very much still feels like the Kuga we know and love from the outside, just with some nice updates to keep it in line with the rest of its competition. But what about inside of the new Kuga? As I always do with these reviews, I've watched a couple of videos prior to this one to see what other people are thinking about the new Ford Kuga. And quite a lot of people, in my opinion, have been harsh about the quality that you get with this car. Many people have said that the quality isn't all that. And in my opinion, sure, you've got plastic around the cabin, found lower down and on top of the dashboard and also around the doors. But the difference with this car is it feels so solid. In my opinion, that's something which a lot of its rivals can't offer. Sure, they might have some slightly better quality products used, but actually it doesn't feel as solid as the Ford Kuga, which I really appreciate. This is one of the higher spec trims. This is the ST line, and that means we get some really cool details around the cabin. I love the carbon across the dashboard and also across the door cards. You also get this almost brushed colour, which is across the doors and the centre console. It feels really high quality and it's a real nice touch to look at, especially with the contrasting red stitching and leather on the doors and on the seats. It really does come together to give you quite a stylish and sporty cabin. This, of course, is one of the more expensive models, however. So why don't I quickly run through the different options you can get for the Ford Kuga. It presents a range of 4 specifications tailored to different preferences. The titanium model starts from a little over £32,000 and focuses on comfort, with 17-inch wheels, standard suspension and essential features like Ford's quick-heated windscreen and parking sensors, making it a practical choice for everyday use. In contrast, the ST line emphasises sportiness, with 18-inch alloy wheels, sport suspension and distinctive body kit. It includes advanced features such as a 360-degree camera and premium sport seats, along with the hands-free powered tailgate and electric seating. However, stepping up to the ST line will increase the price to just over $37,000. The Active is only available with the larger engines and is priced from just under £39,000. This variant blends sporty design with utility, featuring 18-inch wheels and a lifted suspension for off-road capability, while maintaining a practical interior with Active-specific seat trim. Lastly, the ST Line X combines all the sporty attributes of the ST line with the versatile aspects of the Active, offering enhanced technology and features like a standard fit panoramic sunroof, rear heated seats and heated steering wheel. In fact, the ST Line X has many of the features as standard that this car has had added as options. However, larger engines and the plug-in hybrid will see that price rise to over $42,000. So with that in mind, things can get a little bit pricey when it comes to the Ford Kuga, but in my opinion, if you're looking for a nice quality family car, then it almost feels worth it when it comes to the interior quality and the equipment. The equipment to me is standout. I love the digital dashboard and I also love this really clear screen. Of course, the new Kuga has been criticised for not having any physical climate control dials, and usually I would really see that as a negative, and I would always take physical dials over having touch-sensitive ones. However, they are very easy to use. They're always on the bottom of the screen, always illuminated, and they're very easy to find with simple buttons for turning up and down your temperature and also using your fan speed. It declutters this centre console and just makes everything look a little bit neater. You also, on this higher spec model, do get a head-up display, which really interestingly, I thought these buttons on the side of the door were just to control the seats, but these are for your complete car setup, meaning if I touch button 3, this will actually bring up my head-up display. So that means if you're sharing the car with a person that doesn't like head-up display, they can have all of their settings set to not have it. I just think that's a really, really handy feature. Do you know what else is really handy? Well, of course, all cars come with these new standard safety systems, including the Kuga, which means you get traffic sign recognition and speed warnings. But if you want to quickly turn those speed warnings off, it couldn't be easier. You see, hit the speed limiter button, hold it down, and then that will turn them off altogether, which I think is so handy. Right, why don't we take the Kuga out for a spin? The Kuga is now available with a number of different engine options, including a mild hybrid, full hybrid, and also a plug-in. The plug-in is a great choice for company car drivers, thanks to its low emissions and electric-only range of 43 miles, which is an improvement over the previous generation. Although the Volkswagen Tiguan plug-in does offer a longer electric-only range of 62 miles, so if your work commute is a little further, then maybe that could be the better option. With a 2.5-litre petrol engine paired with an electric motor, it accelerates from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 7.3 seconds. Not buying for business, then this 2.5-litre full hybrid is worth a look. It can run for short distances on electric power alone and can tow up to 2,100 kilograms, matching the plug-in. Performance is also decent, with a 0 to 62 time of 8.3 seconds in the four-wheel drive and 9.1 seconds in the front-wheel drive. There's also an entry-level 1.5-litre EcoBoost petrol engine, which drops both the towing to 1,730 kilograms and increases the 0 to 62 time to 9.5 seconds. Clearly, it isn't the quickest, but it does handle fast roads just fine. The Kuga's suspension varies across the different trim levels. The standard setup in the entry-level titanium does feel a bit busy on urban roads, while the sportier ST line that I've been driving does have a firmer suspension that can thump over larger bumps. If I was to give a little bit of advice, it would be to steer clear of the optional 20-inch wheels that you get fitted to the ST line X trim, as they make the ride even bumpier. Steering in the Kuga is quick and responsive, making it eager to tackle corners, though it does lack some precision that you might find in the Kia Sportage. The Kuga feels composed for a tall car, while the ST line staying flatter during turns compared to the softer titanium models. You'll need to balance comfort and handling based on your preferences. As promised, before we take a look inside of the boot, I'm going to teach you how to actually use a kick opening boot, because apparently no other journalists actually understand how it works. So the key is always to give the car enough space for the boot to open. So I've got the key in my pocket, and you want to approach the boot, kick underneath and then step back. The step back is the key to be able to get enough room for the boot to open every single time. It's really that easy. Now, once inside, you get 412 litres of space, which might not sound like the most. However, that's with the rear bench in its furthest back position. You see, the Kuga features a sliding rear bench, so that means you can extend the bench and then you get 553 litres of space. So that's much more accommodating. But actually, in this configuration, it should be more than enough for a weekly shop or a couple of pushchairs. As you can see, it's got a really nice load area as well, nice and low, so easy to get items in and out. In here, we also have levers to be able to drop down the rear bench to give you even more space for loading in longer items. And you also get other features, including 12-volt charging. And on this model, you also get a retractable tow bar as well. So talking about that sliding rear bench, why don't we take a look in the back of the Ford Kuga and check out that rear bench in action. The sliding rear bench, which features a 60-40 split, could not be easier to use. You simply press the handle down below and slide forwards and backwards. Even children would be able to work out how to use it, and that does make the Kuga extremely practical. And that is one of its key selling points. It's a very practical family car. Now, inside of this model, I have got rear climate control. I've also got heated seats, and I've got 2 USB-C chargers. I'll also find some storage inside the doors with space for a cup holder. I've got pockets on the backs of the seats, and I've got a pull-out armrest with a couple of cup holders. It's also very comfortable back here as well. I've got plenty of legroom, loads of headroom. I wouldn't really need for any more. Sure, if you had super long legs, then you might start to be a little bit cramped in the back, but for children, it's brilliant. You've also got a really usable centre seat as well, because you've got a nice flat bench. So if I slide across, it's actually very comfortable, and I've got loads of legroom because you've got a really low centre tunnel. Overall, it's just a very practical space. My only niggling thing about the rear of this Kuga is the fact that the ISOFIX fitments are open. Now that means if you're using them often, it's really easy to use, but when you're not using them, they can get quite dirty in there. I do prefer to have them hidden behind zips like you get in some of this car's rivals. It also does have those cup holders in the centre console, but it doesn't have any handy features like you'll find in some of this car's rivals, like for instance in the Renault Austral or also the new Volkswagen Tiguan. For a long time, the Ford Kuga was the family car to have. It ticked all of the boxes whilst having an affordable price tag. However, nowadays, the competition is extremely tough, with lots of other manufacturers offering some really well-rounded family car packages. I've actually been really pleasantly surprised with the Ford Kuga. It seems to have some new updates which make it feel fresh and modern, but also it hasn't had too many changes like the new Puma featuring that new steering steering wheel. So in my opinion, I quite like the sporty styling that this car manages to maintain. It's also quite interesting to have those larger engine options. But let me know, what do you think of the Ford Kuga? Have you been considering this as your next family car? And if not, what else have you been looking at? Well, let me know in the comments down below. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, guys. See you later.